Hey, FlimsyLunchTray here, and welcome to World of Warships in Haven in domination mode in a triple division Tier 8 Massachusetts division. So today's video is basically to talk about you gotta have fun in playing World of Warships. Life is too short to get all, I would say, toxic, worked up over how battles are going, so on and so forth. So sometimes you just gotta change it up. And let the enemy team know that, hey, we heard you had oil. So that's not going to talk maybe too much about the gameplay, but just talk about enjoying the game. Because I would say, and I'm probably going to have a whole video maybe later on this, that in general, the player base is worse in terms of skill level. In the now almost 5 years that I've played the game, and I'm not hating on the players when I say that. I'm hating on the developers, the publishers. Wargaming, and a lot of decisions have pushed away a lot of the veteran player base, particularly around CVs, especially around submarines was a death nail for a lot of players in leaving the game. So those of us who've been playing longer or even longer than me, like Doom Beagle and I think also Void here in the division, then you have to find ways of having fun in the game. I mean, there's several things I can recommend, right? I mean, if you're having rough time in ops, you know, if you've had 2-3 matches in a row, just consistent losses, then basically matchmaking has it out for you. So just go play brawls, go play co-op, go play operations. There's multiple things that you can do as this Yorktown decides to go for us here, and we're going to go ahead and just DCP that fire. But there's multiple things you can do here in the game. You know, so sometimes I just get on and I just play operations, or maybe I'm just co-op in operations. I don't want to deal with any of the player versus player. I don't care when people hate on co-op players, like whatever. It's a game. You can play it however you want to play the game and enjoy it, as we're going to avoid this Nagato salvo. I think we do, maybe. But one of the things I really like to do is divisioning up with friends, divisioning up with clanmates, where we can do, you know, a kind of a funny division like this and taking a triple Massachusetts division. Sometimes it's playing mid-tier, playing tier 5, then going into the low tiers, tier 4, tier 3, tier 2. Just because, one, when you're playing like tier 4s, you don't see any submarines, right? You play tier 2, you don't even see any CVs. So, you know, it's like, you're clubbing. It's like, well, actually, I'm just trying to enjoy the game. Thank you very much. But maybe there's some truth with there's some clubbing at the tier 4 and beneath. But it's trying to find ways to enjoy the game. So with this Massachusetts division, we have decided to W right on in, which is actually, and now I'm going to end up talking more about the game a little difficult because there's a lot of destroyers here, but you're going to see kind of how it falls apart for the enemy team, despite it looking like we're suiciding and being a bit aggressive here. But what I want to emphasize in this video, for those of you who play World of Warships, whether you are a new player, you know, an intermediate player, a veteran player, here in the game, is just try to do things where you can have fun with the game. You know, there's sometimes I take breaks from World of Warships. I'll take 5 days off. I think I've even taken 2 weeks off before, just to have a breather from the game. You know, I have a whole video about having breaks from the game, but to try to find where you're not stressing yourself out. Like, I'm getting to the point now I have all the surface ships grounded out in the game, besides the Italian line, one French destroyer line, and then the new French destroyer line pending its release out of early access. And then it's just CVs and submarines after that at this point, and I guess super ships. So for me, I'm kind of the goal, right? Typically, you know, it's men who play this game, and we tend to be quite goal driven, or trying to have something that we're aiming for to accomplish in the game. It gives us motivation to play. At least that's very much the case for myself. So it's also fun to just step out of that mindset and just, you know, have fun, you know. And what are those ships that are more easy to have fun in? You know, for me, it's like, like Smith at tier 2, Clemson and Nicholas, tier 4, tier 5, Massachusetts, here at tier 8, Radar Minotaur, tier 10. Like, those are ships, even though it's a bit of a sweaty gameplay, you know, those are those ships that I can go to and have fun, because those ships are pretty strong, and Massachusetts is incredibly strong in terms of the 40-second cooldown the repair party, pretty decent armor scheme. It's really difficult to Citadel in Massachusetts. You know, you have 406s that are kind of a very strong shotgun spread. They're not very accurate. You have good AA, but very short range ASW. And I have Massachusetts, I think is still my favorite battleship here in the game in World of Warships. So when the Black Friday comes up, sale, I think they sell Massachusetts Black. If you like playing secondary brawling battleships, then I would definitely recommend picking up Massachusetts B, because it's just a fun ship, and even a fun ship in operations, and as well as co-op. So, you know, having a mental list of things you can do that help you have fun here in the game, I really advise and encourage you to do, because otherwise this game can just be too much. You know, whether it's the blowout matches, it's CVs, the spotting, which I'm hoping the new CV rework fixes that, but I'm not holding my breath, honestly. Yeah, I think I already mentioned subs. And, you know, then you see certain dev decisions or higher up decisions of changes in the game. So, you know, I think it's quite easy to get relatively negative about the game, especially when you've played it for so long, because you have to think whether, you know, a new player, you're not seeing all the changes that have necessarily happened in the game, and what it like used to be. I mean, I feel like for me, the glory days were like before the Commander rework in 10.0. I just felt like after that, it just felt like there's a lot of questionable things that took place in the game after that, or how you see the Wargaming treat community contributors, so on and so forth, right? So finding those things that give you joy in the game, and it sounds like I feel like I'm turning this into talking about all the bad things about the game, and I don't feel like, you know, if you're a newer player, right, you don't have much context for a lot of the things that maybe have happened in the past, but for those of us who've played the game a lot longer, I think for our sanity, it's either trying to find ways to enjoy the game, or it's eventually getting to the point of, like, you know, just not being able to take it anymore. And the best way people enjoy the game is by uninstalling the game, ironically. I mean, we've had several content creators lately have begun to step out, and some have to do very special things in order to have fun in playing the game, because otherwise they just don't want to play the game, because they're quite upset with wargaming for various reasons, to each their own. So just write out a list, have a mental list of what are those things you can do that you have fun in the game. You know, if it's playing your favorite class, you know, you're best in battleships or you're best in destroyers, you know, then what ships would those be? You know, you're more the PvE guy, which, I mean, honestly, you know, I think if they increase the tiers up to 9 and 10 for ops, that might be a little bit more of a fun thing to happen there, as I'm really sad we didn't get the kill there. Trying to go for the squid, but fine, like, you know, and there is a strong, I think there's getting, even maybe now, more and more of a stronger PvE crowd. I feel like when I first started playing the game, there's a lot of people who hated on PvE. I mean, even some videos I made on co-op, I got a lot of hate for that, so I feel like I figured that out pretty quick. But I'm like, literally, it's just a game, and you can play it however you want to play it. You can rush up the middle on two brothers every time. Try to do so wisely, but, you know, changing it up where you're just enjoying the game, because life's too short and it's just a game, right? So that's my advice. And for me, one of the big things, you know, between enjoying somewhat the community, it's definitely being in a clan with some good people that makes it enjoyable, that we can laugh and have that shared experience, so to speak, here in the game, as again, we don't get a Kraken there. So that's one of the things that's helped me a lot with World of Warships, is just having a good group of guys, good group of people to play with here in the game. So just my encouragement, find out what those things are. And, you know, this video is pretty short, so I don't need to kind of reiterate that every so many minutes. I do need to state that my parents are arriving from the US today. Those of you who may be newer to my channel, I live in Norway. And they're going to be here for about 2 weeks. So I hoped to have recorded video and more videos in advance, but I was wrapping some stuff up with work. And then for random reasons, like really weird, strange random reasons, I just didn't get enough time to sit down and record some more videos where maybe I'd only have a week off, but it could be possible I have 2 weeks off break here from making any video content. If I do get a video out here and there, consider it lucky, because I'm not sure that I can say that I foresee that happening at this point. So this is gonna be the last video for probably 2 weeks. We'll see. So otherwise, if you want to see some other enjoyable videos, you know, I'll put some here at the end for your consideration, or of course you can search on the FlimsyLunchTray YouTube channel, look up different ships, see different older videos that I've done in the game. Don't go to my first videos here in World of Warships, because those were awful. So awful. Don't go back to the beginning of my content creation journey in 2020. But yeah, otherwise, you know, you always have the Mighty Jingles YouTube videos to watch every week, because, you know, he's one of my, among my faves. Or the Sailing Robin. Check out the Sailing Robin when he gets YouTube videos out. He's my favorite WoW's YouTube content creator, because he does epically awesome videos. So anyhow, I hope you guys have a good one, and FlimsyLunchTray out until next time. So if you liked today's video, give a thumbs up. Please do. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. Subscribe if you do want to see more. If you're subscribed, I do appreciate the subscribers, y'all. And thank you to my Patreon supporters. Until next time, take care.